All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3, Episode 9.
Let's go.
Domain Expansion.
Domain expansion.
All right.
Prepare to be judged.
Prepare to see if you are worth keeping alive.
Mm-hmm.
Yuji, having gone through a very specifically painful transition as a person.
Yes.
Through, the Shibuya arc.
Yeah,
but then
that whole
also
thing.
just kind of trying to live and move on and feel himself as a useful person.
No,
kind of hard
cog.
useful cog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I am excited to see Higuruma in some ways dismantle that whole way of thinking.
Sure.
And maybe this ends up being the most wholesome fight ever.
I would love that.
That would be awesome.
I want Higuruma to stick around.
Yeah.
That being said,
that being said,
we have a lot of good reasons for him to not.
yeah.
So,
Bro has killed a lot of people at this point.
And he's not particularly stable at the moment.
Yes.
Or maybe he is very stable.
Maybe he's the most stable he's ever been.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am very excited for this fight. We are getting full on some like Ace Attorney stuff in here, but we got like guillotines, so maybe we're going more the murder kind of side of things.
Although,
with the judging.
Well, I don't know Ace Attorney. I know that it's one point they like use a ghost as a witness or something, so this might not be too far out there.
We could have some dead people show up to potentially give their say on things here.
Maybe
that could be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm just excited to see how well his attacks land on Yuji, given that he's already in his domain.
And what Yuji has to say.
Yeah, and what kind of hits those are, because those might be not of the physical, but more of the psychological. So, yeah, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. Oh. There we go. Yeah. Deadly sentencing. What? What do you think you're gonna do here?
For both of us. I love it.
Whoa! Oh, yes! Uh-huh. Was he too young? Yeah. Is that the only crime he's ever committed?
No, I think that's just the first one.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Fascinating.
Wonderful.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He is indeed.
For the first time ever, probably. Ooh, fun.
Okay.
Yeah, the little territory there, yeah. Uh-huh. Would work, yeah. Fun.
Okay. Gotcha.
Making it a rare thing, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fascinating. Ooh.
The 6 codes. Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
My God.
Yeah. Go off. It's almost like he read his mind there. Sure.
Right. Well, and the thing that you have to be worried about is not this trial effectively, but if it continues to something else that you've done.
Yeah. Cool. Honesty.
急なペインでやむを得ずトイレを借りただけだ。
これは本件当日マジベガス付近の古物商。
あ、
言ってしまえば監禁所の防犯カメラのキャプチャだ。
You got winnings.
入店を認めた今、このキャプチャを見る限りトイレ云々は信じるに値しない。18歳未満でありながら遊戯目的で入店したと見られる。
Yep.
Because since that was the only evidence, if he hadn't said anything, that might have been nothing.
店は明示的に18歳未満の入店を拒否しているから。建造物侵入罪だ。賭博が禁じられている日本では店と監禁所は別の法人だ。複数店でシェアしている場合もある。
Oh.
君はただそんな店知らないと容疑を否認すればよかったんだ。
Wow. Oh.
And that's just signaling that, all right,
It's
it's
over.
done. Yeah.
有罪になっちまったが特に変。
Oh shit.
Whoa! 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 Whoa!
Getting Usopp's hammered.
重力が寝れない。
Oh no.
Nice.
So now he has to defend himself
He's
as a regular
depowered, yeah.
person. Yeah.
Oh. More backstory. He dedicated his life to this. Yeah. What?
Oh. Ah. Gotcha.
Wow.
Holy
Oh
shit.
my god. Bro is Thor,
Yeah.
like, with the speed and strength. Woo!
Okay, good
Yuji!
move, good
War
move.
God, let's go!
Oh, that was close. Almost got the family jewels. You can't escape the hammer of justice. Oh, that's
Yeah, he's
dirty.
just slingshotting it back and forth.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Beautiful. I love it.
重力が寝れなくなっているのか。
あんたがやったんだろ。
I'm not sure.
察するにお前は
So you don't
Ah.
It took everything.
ペナルティが重力の使用負荷に変わったのだろう。自分で言ってて恐ろしいよ。なぜ重力なしで。
Yeah, that's how fast he is. Yeah.
術師は術式が使用できなくなると基礎的な重力操作もグダグダになることが多い。
Reminding himself of the weight of it.
Yeah.
それより不利。完全な重力の使用負荷。
Right.
その状態でここまで。
He's a war god.
事実。
Well, also all the stuff that was on him probably as a kid.
Oh shit. Oh, that's
Damn
dirty.
you. What are you gonna do all the way up there?
He's gonna take a bath.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
Oh!
やばい。
Yeah. Temporary, right? Okay.
A retrial, that's perfect!
But it's probably gonna be the same event though, right?
Oh. Whoa.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they must. It's fair. Here we go. Here we go.
あ、俺が殺した。これは嘘でも否定でもない。
Oh shit.
吉沢さん。起案なら先ほど。
Oh my god. Wait. No, that wasn't you.
違う。裁判官を目指してみないか。
Whoa, that's an extremely high honor.
ジャッジマンから課される最も重い罰
Uh-huh.
コンフィスケーションを付加されたデスペナルティ処刑人の
But he can just choose not to use it.
例外なく必ず死に至る
ずっと食傷だった。醜い他人に歩み寄るたび。
Oh. No.
人は皆弱く醜い。お前がどんなに高潔な魂を望もうとも、明かりを灯したところでまた眩しい虚無が広がっている。自分は裁判官にはなりません。
But maybe if he had, maybe it would have been different.
Okay, he distracts them with the chairs up in the air.
出世に興味のない自分には向いていません。
That was it.
Yeah.
生物にはない。その汚れこそ尊ぶべきだと思っていたんだ。なぜだ。下取り有事。なぜ罪を認め。捨された証拠は君の中に救う悪魔。
Right,
I love
right.
it.
Why'd you admit guilt? Yeah.
なぜだ。
The blinding light. It's not nothing, though. Yeah. Yeah, Higuruma, yeah! You put it away! Oh, perfect.
連式能力と制御能力。
Right.
いずれ
Right.
かけている。
Right.
Oh,
no compos
shit.
mentis, yes!
つまり制御能力がなかった。
Uh-huh.
自発的に制御能力を放棄した。
Right, right.
Yeah.
You're not just a cog, yeah.
君に罪はない。
Fuck, man.
でもやっぱり俺のせいだ。
No, shut up.
Seems kind of like you trying to get people an innocent
車
Yeah.
verdict, right?
なんでさっき術式を解いたんだ。
お前のような弱さを持つ人間がまだまだいるのかもしれん。
Wow.
Yeah.
What a
Yeah.
line.
Yeah.
100点をやる。
He can do that? Oh,
No,
right,
he's
yes,
like,
just
I'll
make a
let you
rule.
make a rule.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
自分の意志で人を殺めたことはあるか。
あるよ。
最悪の気分だったろ。
What an episode.
Wow.
That was incredible.
What a great
I love
part two to the previous
Yep.
one.
it.
Oh, that was great. Oh,
こがね、
okay. Let's get the rule.
プレイヤーとプレイヤー
Yes.
の点の受け渡しを可能にしてくれ。
Yes, perfect.
もちろんこれはルール8の変動に含む。
Yes. Good, good.
こがね、俺の1点を虎取りへ。
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
これでお互い19日間は
For at least the next, yeah, little bit.
Right.
達者でな。
No, don't leave. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
余った2点は東京に来る前俺が殺した
Yeah.
裁判官と検事のものだ。結界が開けたら自首でもするかな。
What a legend.
またな。
Holy shit.
No shot he's just out of the story like that.
I
hope not.
hope not too. Wow.
Wow. Higuruma as a character.
He's incredible. I love him.
He goes right up into my top 5 JJK
Yeah.
characters immediately.
Like, he needs to stick around.
Immediately.
I know. Like the decision
I'm-
to have him not do that. Awesome.
It
Makes me like
fits-
him even more.
It
Fits him as a person.
so well with him as a person,
Yep.
and he doesn't have to be out of the story forever. He just might
Right.
not be out of. He might be out of this arc.
Right.
Like he might be out of this immediate set of circumstances and stuff. But then maybe when Japan goes to hell, basically, then
Yeah.
it's like, okay, we need all the sorcerers we can get. We get Higuruma.
He walks out of the,
we bust him out of prison or something.
yeah, busted prison or whatever, and then he's like, okay, let's.
Yeah, this is injustice.
Let's go to
you
work.
know?
Yeah, exactly. Right.
I'm gonna serve my sentence.
Yeah. and we can get the
We can
Nanami,
get the
like,
Nanami full. Okay,
necktie
so
pull, yeah.
I love the reveal of his domain expansion being one where he puts you on trial,
Right.
but specifically, he gives you the opportunity to effectively nullify his technique
Yep.
entirely
Right.
by a proper argument
Right.
regarding only one crime at a time.
Yeah.
Which I actually thought
that's a good limitation.
Kind of a really crazy good limitation, because if you're up against anybody who's remotely hardened as a criminal, it's not that they have the one crime. It's that they've got like 20 crimes maybe like 7 accounts of the same thing,
Sure. Yep. And the idea that there's only one bit of evidence also, that's it. Like there's so much
so extremely fair towards the target in a weird way.
Right.
Yeah.
Which goes to show where Higuruma's desires are.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
When he's the prosecution,
he wants to protect
they
the
get
innocent.
the retrial, right? And it's the the retrial that helps them, not that fucks them over.
Right.
Like they're the ones who have to ask for it.
Yeah.
Like the fact that it's he gets one piece of evidence and he has to make that work.
It was the most wholesome fight. Like it really was. Honestly, like the dope ass I can do anything I want with this hammer. The symbol of justice, but also the judge's gavel that basically also demands that everything cease for a second here, everything stop.
Yep.
So if there's any injustice going on, it's also the stop, pay attention to me, pay attention to what I have to say, to what's coming next.
Even the whole deal of no violence is allowed is kind of, if you think about it, yes, it makes the technique effective, and that's necessary, but it also kind of is a reprimand to himself for the fact that he killed those people.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I
love that reveal.
It makes so much sense.
Reveal.
And in the idea also that...
Because I believe his points weren't exactly
it wasn't
100.
a multiple of 5.
Yeah.
And the idea that he still had a point to give to Yuji. That means... or was it that he had 2 points?
I think he had 102 points exactly.
Oh, okay, all right.
So he had 2 regular people that he killed with his technique, which he gained from being within the colony.
Right.
So that whole,
So he got points
that.
for the first 2 murders, basically.
Right.
But... Okay, cool.
The Executioner's Sword was such a cool, scare, because it's this is JJK. They absolutely could kill Yuji.
Yep.
And the story would still work in a lot of ways, because the villain is the one with the most kind of agency right now as far as shaping the story.
Well, and maybe Sukuna has to do some crazy shit in order to,
I don't know. We'll see.
But also, it fits within the mechanics that were set up. There was a lot of explanations of the techniques. The trial itself had to go a very particular way, which it was not guaranteed to have happen, right? And so then it's you intentionally chose the nat 1, right? The worst possible outcome. Yeah, a technique that can kill anybody that it ends up cutting. Sure, awesome.
Well, So what I was going to get into with this was that the Executioner's Sword being something that only came up, though, when it actually fit the crime specifically. And the idea that a mass murderer is before you admitting to their crime, yes, perfect. And we know specifically, no, you did not actually do this.
Right.
So the idea that it gets brought out, even though the evidence has already been given there.
Right.
Meaning that he could, if he wanted to, as judge, jury, and executioner, kill Yuji.
Yeah, ignore the evidence and just be like, you know what?
Yep.
This is what's going to happen.
It was a chilling realization that the power that he had was not in the sword itself.
Right.
It was in his power to basically take away the absoluteness of the law and go, nope, it bends to my will. It bends to what I want. I want Yuji to die because this is what he's seen and experienced with the law, is that actually the scary thing about a judge, jury, and executioner, someone with all the power in that regard, is that they really could just say, I want you to die, though. I don't care what you've done.
In a similar way, albeit in a with lesser stakes, with the first crime, where it's you chose the wrong lie. You should have chosen this lie.
Yeah.
Right? Like, the times when you hear actual public officials, right, saying that, like the cop being like, oh, why didn't you just lie and say this? Then you would have been fine. You know, all right, but you didn't. Haha. Now, you know, you're in prison or whatever. And it's like, what the fuck? You know, so the idea that was effectively what he was toying with here, right? With the ability to be on the other side, not just to be the prosecutor, right? But to be the prosecutor of an unjust system, right? And to be like, all right, cool. Well, sucks to suck. All right, now you got to fight me, you know? And the thing is, that has served him very well in this chaotic, you know, world where a bunch of Jujutsu sorcerers suddenly show up and everything.
And they're like, I have this crazy technique. Fuck, man. I don't have anything. And then he comes at you with a hammer and he beats the shit out of you.
Yes.
Like
that's terrifying.
Let's go into the context here of this hammer, right? Obviously, it's going to magnify the force of his strength.
Sure.
Because of physics and all that. Yuji took the hammer many times. Showcasing that Yuji's basic physical strength is stronger than Higuruma with actual cursed energy flowing through this hammer and his body delivering physical attacks. And he described it like, it feels like I'm trying to destroy like an indestructible doll. Like, like what is Yuji, y'all? What is he?
Well, go into the trial number 2 and you'll find out, you know, at least part of it.
Maybe. Or we need to bring Kenjaku onto the stand and be like, did you fuck around and find out a lot? Yes, I did. Yes.
Yep.
So I got to talk a lot about Higuruma this episode. Honestly, that's the best part of this episode is just we have a character who is riddled with contradictions. We had it revealed this episode that, one, he was effectively kind of scouted a little bit to be a judge. And if you know what it takes to be a judge, you know that that's like...
it's a big deal.
It's not just a big deal. No, it's like that never happens. Like, that's so incredibly... It's so incredibly rare. Like, judges have, like, decades of... experience and stuff.
Oh, that's a good point, because it wasn't just...
how young he is was insane to be considered being offered a judge. Because they were basically saying, we're going to build you up to be a judge eventually. Like,
Yeah, because becoming a judge after you've been a lawyer for a long time, okay, you know, that makes sense. Like, that's it's a career.
But he was 36.
Yeah.
Even younger, because that was in the past. That was not like yesterday.
That was him having effectively just finished law school.
Or you know, not long ago. He was a young lawyer, and they're basically like, no, you're a genius. We're gonna try and set you up to be a judge. That could have been we're gonna set you on the path to be a judge in, you know, years and years and stuff. But he knew within himself by that point already.
He judged himself and
judge.
He found himself wanting.
He's like, nope, it really shouldn't be me. In a lot of ways, what I love so much about Higuruma was he basically lied his way through being through law school. Like from a certain point of view, let me take you through this here.
All right.
He realized, you know how you become a lawyer? It's, do you input and output the information correctly?
Sure.
There is nothing in there that proves, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that you care about the law, about justice, or about people in the slightest sense. So Higuruma sees this and goes, well, I need to be a lawyer, so therefore I will succeed and I will become a lawyer.
Right.
And it even made a point about how he did like the old thing
like
as
an
well.
older exam that was from before like law school was a thing or something.
Something like that. So I'm not exactly sure what that means, but what I'm guessing that is that he went so thorough and above and beyond that they're just like, yes, we will give you the highest honors, the highest grades, go make a great lawyer. And he decides to be a defense lawyer.
And
to basically counteract for the fact that he can't view people as anything other than weak and ugly.
Right.
This is coming from the guy that then must, by extension, view himself as weak and ugly because rather than find the beauty in people and in justice itself through that, he just mechanically did the correct answers so that he could get the approval to be at least one part of the eventual,
and
monster that he is now. Like,
and while he is
what a character.
And while it is definitely possible that when he says ugly, he means in the most sort of banal physical sense, I get the feeling it's a bit more contextual and, talking about the internals of the, of people as a whole, right? Rather than their appearance,
Yes.
where it's the, people are weak and so they
They
do
lie.
the wrong thing. They lie.
Do the wrong thing.
They throw each other under the bus. They accept the injustice that they see. Right? Like that kind of a thing.
Yep.
Weak and ugly.
And
So then it's I am going to do my best to do the opposite of that. He takes the impossibly difficult challenge that is noble.
Right. The act of dedicating yourself to law school like that, one, it's a great privilege to be able to do that.
Oh, sure.
Because it's an incredible amount of money and time and energy and all that stuff to then be able to dedicate your life so wholly to that thing and not have to worry about all the other parts of life.
Sure.
But then also the difficulty, like you're saying, basically turning him, I can't even believe we didn't see it, but he is the holy paladin.
Yes.
He is the one that basically is like, I will
Full on
bring...
gets his fucking Kuwabara sword.
Yeah, exactly. He does get the Kuwabara sword. Yes.
Yeah.
Well said. And then realizing all the way that, I can't empathize with people. So I'm going to put myself into the even harder challenge of empathizing with those that
no one else,
nobody else will, and they
Right.
seem completely guilty on the surface. There's nothing on the surface that makes it obvious that I should defend them.
You had a bloody murder weapon in your apartment that you didn't turn in, and all of these other things. Well, hang on, what happened? That's
what a guy.
And
What a guy.
And the idea, granted, he's coming back. I fully believe he's coming back.
Fully believe it.
He says later, not goodbye, right?
Yeah.
But the idea that mechanically, in the story, at the very least for now, he's our one-off villain that we fight, and then move on with the main plot. Think about that for a second. This absolute gem of a character, right, is just here and gone, and it's just hey, cool, we'll get you to care about him a ton, so that way when we get this this new rule added, we feel like Yuji earned it and everything, and now we can keep going. What an absolute flex, right? This is the kind of shit that I'd expect you do when it's the, all right, and now we need you to really care about this character because they're going to be in it for the long haul. So we bring our A game and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we bring our A game for effectively the window dressing. That's insane.
We're in season 3,
Yeah.
in the midpoint, basically, and this character gets brought up with this crazy, very, very strong backstory. But they themselves are a murderer. They crashed out hard with their technique and killed the judge and prosecutor.
Yep.
For that day, they were judge, jury, and executioner. In that moment, in some ways, I almost in some ways like the idea that no domain expansion was done there.
Nope.
The Shikigami, the summon that he brought out, was basically there as a representation of his own technique forming in the moment.
The banging of the gavel repeatedly, that happened again, except it was on their heads.
Right.
Yeah. It wasn't pretty.
No, it wasn't pretty.
No.
He was the monster. He was the ugly, weak person that he's struggled to empathize with for
and
the
also
majority of his law
deny that part of
attorney
himself.
career.
Yeah.
Because he's 36, I want to throw out the idea that he definitely was a lawyer for at least 4 years. He was probably a lawyer for a small amount of time, given that he was also a genius. But having someone as a character be brought in to basically judge your protagonist who's wallowing in guilt, not guilty.
Yep.
Because, hey, you were not sound mind
Right.
during that moment there.
In
You
fact,
did
it
not
wasn't even
also-
your mind.
Well, yes, well, you also did not voluntarily give up control.
Right.
I could never find you guilty.
Yeah.
And in some ways, I'm just mad that this guy is so emotionally broken that he can't be there just to comfort Yuji a little bit.
Right.
But his words did so much. His actions did about as much too.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I just love godlike power being used in anime shown with such incredible restraint.
Yes.
It's so
Yes.
it's so fascinating because it puts so much weight on the character who shows restraint to convince the audience through, or the writer to convince the audience through the character that there was no other choice for them but to show restraint there.
Right.
It's like,
when we
phenomenal.
have already demonstrated and shown very effectively that they're just fine killing people. Like, you know,
yeah.
the whole thing of the, hey, have you ever killed someone who bugged you? Like, that's where he's at, right? Like, this isn't some Han Solo doesn't shoot first, and so of course he goes and, like, you know, comes back at the end of the movie.
Yeah,
This is not that.
This is not that at all.
Our dude was not in a good way.
No,
he all work and no play made Jack a very dull boy.
Very
you
dull
know?
boy.
Like
20 sorcerers. 20 sorcerers.
And I'll bet only a portion of those, you know, even if maybe a majority of those, started it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, so, yeah.
Like, it's very fun in that regard to then have him basically promise hey, obviously I'm not going to die. I'm too fucking goated with the sauce,
Right.
man. Like,
Yeah.
don't worry about me. But I will turn myself in. But he did say after the culling game. So I just want to say he might not get that choice depending on how fucked Japan is in general. Like we might not have a country in Japan that is like
He goes
capable of like doing anything in that
He goes
regard.
to the burning, like, half caving in courthouse, and he's like,
Shuts
I'd like
the jail door
Oh, sure, yeah.
and just sits there willingly.
I was gonna say, like, there's like some judge with, like, you know, his wigs falling out. No, they don't have wigs anymore, you know, but like throwing a bucket of water on the fire or something. He's like, I'd like to turn myself, and he's like, what? You know?
Yeah, maybe this is a comedy.
Yeah.
I also really love the line of Itadori, there may still be plenty of people who are weak like you.
Yep. And
And-
isn't that what the culling game is in a lot of ways?
Yeah.
You know, it could be a bunch of weak people that are now scared because they're like, oh shit, you know.
I mean, that's really literally,
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
really literally what it all is that you're going to have a bunch of people who did not voluntarily choose this, but they themselves are sorcerers already, and they're like,
Well, yeah, they chose at
Shit.
some point because they had the opportunity to leave, but maybe they're like, no, you know, this is my home. I don't want to go, you know, and then,
yeah.
yeah,
But, okay, we were right about the rule.
trading points. And there isn't even a stipulation.
No
that needs to be
trading.
put in.
No trading. No,
sorry.
Giving. Transferring.
You can give points. And that was something that I almost thought would be too big,
broken.
too broken of a rule, and that there'd need to be some stipulation or limitation with regards to how you do it.
Yeah.
No, that's just the thing you can do now.
We saw it actively used because I think the reason why it works, and we did actually, I think, talk about this, is because you would need another sorcerer
right.
to basically willingly give the points. Yuji's consent was not required.
True.
So therefore, you know, you could end up in a situation where people are giving points in a circle,
Yep.
obviously, but at any point,
Someone could just stop.
someone could just stop.
But also, and
so
this
it
is the
requires
other-
a lot of trust.
Right, and this is the other thing that's fun.
Because once you go to 0, you don't have anything to transfer. You know.
Oh yeah.
And then
you have
you're
to
really in trouble.
You have to beg someone for a point. But this also means that the real fucked up people can go and be like, all right, cool, you got, what, 22 points? Fantastic.
Yeah.
You've got...
I've got 20 reasons on you to give me those 22
Do you want me to
points.
start at the feet or the fingers?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And once we end up with 20, I'll find some more reasons. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Like,
I can get
won't run
creative.
out. Yeah. I am very scared about, exactly that way in which this rule will be abused. But the people that they would be taking the points from are either going to be 1 point transferees or they're going to be people that have killed people. So,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
It's something to think about.
We're very quickly going to see people with the people that already have a lot of points are going to get a lot more. They are going to get a lot more and faster.
So that's a good thought. I was gonna bring up the idea that because at least Tokyo Colony like 1 here is so empty already. That's
true.
because of people obviously leaving, but it's also because
The
all
people
the
that were
weak
here
people
got killed.
were
Yeah.
just killed. So there might not be as many people just running around that are free points to nab up, you know?
Yes, it might absolutely get to the point where it's like, all right, so there's 17 of us left.
Yep.
They all sit in a circle and they're like, so, good job, everybody. Good job, team. You know, we made it this far. All right. We got to start thinking long term.
What it's probably going to be is that they're going to come up with a rule so that someone can spend points to then leave the game.
Right.
And that is going to be the way that they'll save Megumi's sister. And thus they'll be able to give life, basically.
Right.
Take lives to save somebody else's life.
And if it's spending points, then that theoretically circumnavigates the whole problem of the culling game ending, because you need to still kill people in order to get out.
Yep.
But
yeah. But wow, y'all.
Phenomenal.
Great
episode.
character.
This was great.
Yeah, this is a great character.
Now I'm just
and
I need to make a D&D character or something that's Secret Room.
Paladins are dope, dude.
Paladins are awesome. Okay?
Paladins are always awesome.
If they're boring, you're not doing it right.
wrong. Yep.
Like, if you have someone that cares enough about any belief system that they literally get the power of the gods or whatever, that has to be a pretty
glowing
impressive
sword,
character.
you know?
They get a glowing sword, you know?
You know what?
Yeah.
You can do a lot with that.
That's right.
Who says they're boring?
Yeah.
The monk, was the name KJ, I believe. Yeah. You cooked here. You cooked a real good Higuruma.
Fantastic.
I'm very happy with this. But y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see full-length timer version of the reaction, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. Any level of support there gets you access to our Discord, where you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general. Also, be sure to check out our Twitch channel, see if any of that interests you. We'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.